According to the National Diaper Network, 1 in 2 U.S. families struggle with diaper needs, mainly because they're getting more expensive.
For some, it's much more. Maria, a single parent, has 2 in diapers.
I remember one day I was sitting in my bed, they were at daycare, and I literally had 2 diapers left for my daughter, and I think it was 3 for the baby boy.
And no money to buy more.
Those are in there? They're in there. Here we go.
It's hard to get diapers, but having this blessing to come to a place where you could receive diapers from a community that doesn't know you and accept you is wonderful.
Moms Helping Moms is not just a name, it's a mission.
A day in the life of a new mother, you wake up probably multiple times throughout the night, and then your baby's up for the day at, could be 3 a.m., it could be, later, but you have no, control over that, and your time is not your own. On top of that, if you're dealing with not being able to provide the resources for your child that they need, when you aren't able to provide those things for your child and your child is suffering because of it, the mental stress that puts on a mother, it's unbearable.
To have to choose between feeding your children, having a roof over your head, your child's education, and wanting your child to be safe and healthy at the same time. How does a mother choose when there's such limited resources?
You're so overwhelmed and you're in this new world trying to navigate every little, minute of the day. It's hard.
So I'm a mom, just like a lot of people are moms, and the thought of not having a clean diaper for your baby is unacceptable to me.
When I joined and I heard that 1 in 2 families at some point struggles with diaper need, that was mind-blowing to me. How could that possibly be? And yet it is.
So for the mothers that are having trouble with that, we're here to help. Right when I started collecting donations from the community, there was this one mom who had so much stuff.
I saw a post on a Hoboken community forum from Bridget, who I did not know at the time, and she was collecting diapers for other members of the community. And I called her up and I said, I have these, do you want any help?
And I was like, yes, please. Please help me. Yes, please help me.
That was how we got started.
I was chosen as a CNN hero, which was really amazing for us. I still quite don't believe that it happened. It also really propelled us to a new level because we got a lot of attention, we got a lot of donations. 2016, when we moved into our first actual warehouse, really just helped us operate so much more efficiently. It's very hard to operate when you don't have enough space, right?
Many times I have thought, she's crazy. Like, I don't know where she thinks we're gonna get, the resources to give out 1 million diapers. Bridget has always made it happen.
A very big milestone was moving to Warren, and that's because we never had access to a loading dock prior to that. When you're receiving large donations, they typically come in a large truck that needs to back up to a loading dock. That's why this Warren space, which was about 3,200 square feet, also double our previous space, that's why this was so important.
When I saw the van, after it had been wrapped in this new beautiful design, I ran out, but I had this big lump in my throat and I just wanted to bawl with joy, that, wow, this vision, has finally come to be. We work very closely with our partners to determine what they need from us, and then we provide that for them, which they in turn provide to their families. One of the things that we do is we receive in-kind donations of new or gently used clothes from families. And it's wonderful because we're able to reuse and recycle for the benefit of the planet and also for all of these families.
We also have a car seat program, and we offer infant car seats and convertible car seats. We have heard from some of our partners that when the moms see that they're getting period products in addition to the food and the baby items, that some of them have cried out of joy.
We've also provided training on safe sleep, how to position your baby, and we do this in partnership with the New Jersey SIDS Center. We hear from our partners that on distribution days, the lines are longer than ever. Our partners, particularly the food pantries, were in need of formula. Our formula program is now called Nourish Together. We decided that we were going to mobilize our donors and supporters and ask them for funding to help us buy formula. And people responded.
Moms Helping Moms is so responsive. We go ahead and we submit our requests monthly, but then often we find out about a family in need, whether they don't have a stroller or they need clothes for their child. And I'm able to call or send an email and ask if we can have an exception. Can they add something to the order? And the answer is invariably yes.
Having a consistent supply of diapers from Moms Helping Moms Foundation is incredibly helpful for both our pantries and the community they support. In the past, it's been really difficult to have a consistent, steady supply of diapers, and we know that it's a tremendously needed resource.
Moms Helping Moms has over 800 volunteers in this past year, and we couldn't do our work without them.
When I was looking for a place to volunteer, I saw the name Moms Helping Moms, and it caught my attention immediately. I'm a mom, I'm a grandmom. I remember how expensive and how difficult it was to be a new mom.
We've expanded our warehouse space over the last year, so that's enabled us to have more volunteers in-house at one time. We have a lot of corporate teams who come and do team building and do their give back days, and we are just starting to do remote volunteering.
There's huge and growing demand for our programs and services, and we're constantly getting calls from additional organizations throughout the state asking for our support. So my goal for this year is to really up all that we're doing, up the programs and services that we're providing to our current partners, and to really look at bringing on the additional organizations that are waiting to join us. I don't think we can bring all 70 on at once, but with increased support and resources from our donors and supporters, we will be able to do that. As an organization, we are ready to do more.
You don't care how many hours you have to work or how much extra time is necessary, because you know at the end of the day, you've done something that impacted somebody's life in a positive way. So it's well worth it, well worth it. What can I say?
I just want people to know how proud I am of this organization and the way that it has been built up by not only the team of people that are here, but by the community around us. We couldn't do this without our volunteers, our donors, our supporters, people who talk about diaper need in the community, people who put our name out there.
You know, I sometimes apologize to our donors and say, I'm sorry I'm blowing up your inbox, but there's an incredible need for what we're doing. 60% of our funds come from individuals.
We're living in pretty uncertain times right now. Things are changing every day. Nobody knows what to expect. So to be a stable source of comfort, to be a stable source that families know they can come to us every month and get what they need for their babies, regardless of whatever else is going on, they can depend on us.
And I think that's what keeps me coming back every day, loving my job.
So when you donate to Moms Helping Moms, you're not just giving families diapers and clothing. You're providing relief and hope for families who might feel hopeless. You're easing suffering. You're helping parents and caregivers go to work. And you're helping children get prepared for school. And perhaps most importantly, you're helping babies stay happy, healthy, and safe. We cannot do what we do without you, and we would not be here today without you. So on behalf of myself and everyone at Moms Helping Moms, I want to thank you all for your continued support.